Welcome back again in my YouTube channel named Steno. Get ready for dictation. 5 seconds to go. Start. Today, we cannot do without hydrocarbons full stop. For 70% of our consumption of hydrocarbons today, we are dependent on imported supplies full stop. I hope this prosperity prevails in the West Asia full stop. But who can ignore all the uncertainty, leave aside other uncertainty, note of interrogation, we are witnessing this year? The uncertainty, instability and unpredictability of the oil prices full stop. They have tripled in the last or 6 months full stop. So, we must therefore explore other options full stop. The resolution which led to the establishment of our atomic energy commission and our country will be externally grateful to Prime Minister for having the vision to recognize the role of science and technology, particularly atomic energy, in managing the future needs of our country, laid the greatest emphasis on the use of atomic power for generation of electricity full stop. If we want energy security, we have to rely more on nuclear energy full stop. All over the world, nations like Japan and France, which are short of raw material, rely heavily on nuclear energy full stop. I do believe that while we must develop coal, we must develop hydropower, we must develop renewable sources of energy to widen our development option for the future, and we must have an equal access to commercial energy, which is environment friendly full stop para. Then the NPT exists, but we all know, for example, the loopholes that exist and how, despite the NPT, proliferation has taken place in our own neighborhood full stop. I could not, in the present stage, ask President Bush or the US government that they should remove all restrictions on trade in nuclear assets full stop. They said that there is such a thing as civilian and there is such a thing as military, we are willing to help you to augment your energy resources for use of our development full stop. But military purposes are in other kettle of fish full stop. I had to reckon with that reality, and therefore, I had to evaluate our approach, taking into account the realities of the world order full stop. And the world being whatever it is, I was clear in my mind that we shall do nothing which will in any way, compromise our independence with regard to the management of security full stop. And despite the doubts that had been sought to be cast full stop, I assure this house that I am satisfied that those doubts are not based on facts full stop. It is true that what the US President has stated will require congressional assent full stop. I attach great importance to that aspect of my work in Washington, full stop. When I was in Washington, three of our top meteorological scientists, came to me and said, inverted comma start, India's meteorological system require a sea change, if we are to take advantage of what is happening on the frontiers of relevant scientific subjects, full stop. This is not only in meteorological matters that we need upgradation of our cycles, full stop, but our scientists have done very well, full stop. We are proud of their achievements, full stop, but human knowledge is increasing at a pace which has unthinkable even 10 years ago, full stop. Therefore, we need increased contacts between the academic institutions, the research institutions, between the scientists of our two countries, full stop. And, fortunately, there are today in all major US research centers, whether you go to the IBM laboratory or you go to the university, bright young Indians are operating on the frontiers of the knowledge, full stop. I think this is the brain reservoir we must tap, full stop. And during this visit, it was my effort to tap that potential reservoir for our country, and that is an aspect which I would like to emphasize, full stop. We have reached an agreement, a framework agreement on science and technology development in frontier areas, full stop. The United States now recognize India as a space leader, full stop. I hope possibilities of cooperation will occur which will do us credit, full stop. This was yet another aspect of my work, and what we achieved is mentioned in the joint statement, full stop. But I was always conscious of the fact that if India is going to become a major growth pole of the evolving world economy, if we have to achieve every year 8 to 10% growth rate, we would require the growth of commercial energy in our country, at least at the same rate as our GDP growth, full stop. In fact, in our country, the demand for commercial energy is going to increase at a much faster pace, full stop. Why do I say this note of interrogation? Because in our country, two revolutions are taking place simultaneously, full stop. At one go, under the impact of modernization, the subsistence rural economy is shrinking, full stop. Therefore, old traditional ways of making energy, firewood, household fuels, they are giving place to the increasing demand even in the rural sector for modern commercial energy, full stop. And secondly, as we grow, as we industrialize, as we urbanize, there is that increase in demand for commercial energy, full stop. Therefore, India's energy security, along with the security of our water resources and security of our food, I think is a critical determinant of what happens to the economy in the next 25 years, and we have to work in that direction, full stop.